This is Rico King. He's an actor, he's a filmmaker, he's a philanthropist, he's an entrepreneur. He's from Houston, Texas. We connected through a mutual friend outside of policing about a year ago. And my mutual friend said, hey man, you and Rico got to connect. So we went for a coffee and I got to know Rico. And the reason why I bring him out here is everything I'm telling you about, hey man, you guys can absolutely do this with nothing more than a vision and support. Rico's done. And I don't want to take any thunder from Rico, but the stuff that he's done in his life is absolutely amazing. Where he came from, the impact he's had in both Baltimore, Maryland and Houston, Texas is unbelievable. He has a documentary on YouTube called in the Bayou. And what one person can do with a vision and community support outside of government and outside of all these agencies and outside of things is unbelievable. And rather than me tell you this and motivate you to do it, there's nothing better than hearing from somebody who actually did it. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll introduce Rico King and I'll let him tell his story, man.
How y'all doing, man? All right. I started coming to the town halls, shooting a documentary over here about the same impact of gun violence that it has on our community. I've shot one in Baltimore, I shot one in Houston, Texas. And I started coming to town halls to get, familiar with the community, with Ron and other officers. And I told a story one day, and it motivated people. And from that day, I've been telling the story ever since. And I even created a PowerPoint presentation, so, just give you visuals of what I did. I'm just a filmmaker. What I try to do with my movies is expose what happens in the community. As you said, the stuff people go through every day, day to day. Because sometimes when you see it outside looking in, you could see how crazy the situation really is. My activism towards gang prevention or gun violence, anti-gun violence activism started in 2015. I was going back to Baltimore, Maryland. We're about to shoot a film, and a riot broke out. Right in front of my house. As soon as I pulled up, there's a guy called Lil Marty who got murdered. It was kind of weird. The next day we woke up, somebody else down the street got killed. His name was Tyree. And it was a retaliation because Lil Marty's friends went and retaliated the same night. The next morning, the other guys came right back. And so we started realizing the streets are turning to a war zone. A lot of innocent victims, a lot of kids lost their life that year. It got so out of control that the National Guard, I took all these pictures, they sent the National Guard out because the police couldn't handle the situation. We had soldiers all through the streets, and it just felt like the Wild Wild West. And then we asked ourselves, how many more will die? This sign right here been up there for over 2 decades. And us as a community came together, and me and my bigger brother right here came together, and we said, listen, enough is enough. The parents come home, they're scared to come outside because of these gang wars. The kids can't play outside because of these gang wars. And we got to be the ones to step up because it's our community. We care about this community more than anybody else. So we got together, and it's a dangerous thing to do, but you have to do it. We went to talk to all the gang bangers, all the people that have rivalries from the block, and we said, hey man, listen, we got to come to a conclusion that, an understanding that over here we don't shoot. Let the people start coming outside and playing in the summertime. Let the kids have a childhood. And for some, a weird turn of event, they agreed. They're all tired of shooting at each other, and they felt like, hey, listen, I didn't want to squash the beef. They didn't want to squash the beef because I didn't want to be the first one to be soft. So I say, look, I'll be the first one to tell you that none of you guys are soft, and this is what we got to do, and this is what makes you a real man. And we had a block party. It was the first block party. We called it No Shoes On Block Party. We had people rap. We had the elders come out there, speak to the kids. A few kids spoke out, and that's exactly where little Marty got murdered. There was balloons on the side for him. And then I left out. I went back to Houston, Texas. And then upon me coming back a year later, I was at the gas station. Kids were throwing rocks at cars because they're bored. They have nothing else to do. I said, listen, y'all, I'll give y'all each $1. No, sorry. I say, y'all collect dollars for helping people pumping gas. It's a better way of using your energy than throwing rocks at cars. You help people with their gas, ask them for some change, and I bet you'll make some money. Whoever got the most money, come back in the back of the alley. We're shooting a movie. I'll put you in a movie. But they came, 3 of them right here. I put all of them in the movie. I was just wanted them to get out of trouble. I was like, whatever, y'all could all come in and y'all improvise. Some of y'all just improvise, say anything to the camera. So as I was walking with the camera, they kept saying, "This is a no-shoot zone. We don't shoot over here. This is a no-shoot zone. We don't shoot over here." So I was like, at first, I can't lie. Like the year before, when we was talking about the no-shoot zone, I thought, "It's no way it's gonna work, right?" I thought, "Okay, well, let's just have the block party just because it's gonna stop it for 2-3 months." But then a whole year had went by with no shootings at all, and we had like 3 murders in like a few months, and a lot more shootings on one street, not the block, like just one street. So I was like, wow, this idea actually worked. The kids are proud of the no-shoot zone. Next thing you know, the kids are painting it on the floor. Like we started doing a toy drive so the kids could still stay motivated in the school. The news came over there. The police came over there. Everybody, the whole city was shocked. They're like, "Hey, what you guys did over here was amazing. So hey, look, we need to come take." It became a mural basically. People came taking pictures of it. And then people start asking us, "Hey, we need more no-shoot zones. Somebody got killed on my block. Can y'all come over here and help out? This happened over here. Can y'all come over here and help out?" So me being from Texas, I said, "Look, I'm going back home, and I got to bring the no-shoot zone in Houston, Texas." And I used the fact that Baltimore is harder than Houston. Like, everywhere is the same. You know, it's not going to measure it like that. But like I say, look, if they could do it in Baltimore, we could do it in Houston, Texas. You know, and Houston is a lot of murders. Same year, 2015, 16 was so many killings. Myself, I lost about 5 friends in 1 year. My friend also, my friend Jay Skills, J-Rock, Andrew, and this is my friend Angel. She was murdered in a domestic dispute. All my other friends were not targets of the shootings. They're basically, my friend Andrew had an argument with somebody at the club protecting his friend's wife, and the guy shot him. He didn't even know who did it. He didn't even know who the suspect. He was later arrested or whatever. And my friend Jay Skills had a studio in his house. Somebody came in there, wanted to rob him, and killed him after they robbed him. My friend J-Rock was standing next to somebody who had a problem with somebody else, and they killed both of them. So sometimes it's not all what you do, but it's what you're around. And I was like, "Yo, this is getting out of control. You don't even have to be in trouble for you to get murdered. So I got to do this in Houston, Texas." I sat there, I went to Garden City. This is the housing projects over there. We chilled with the gangbangers, said, "Listen, we got this going on in Baltimore. We got to do the same thing in Houston. We got to stop the killings. People are dying that have nothing to do with the murders, have nothing to do with being a gang, have nothing to do with drug dealing. We got to come together as a community." And people were like, "Look, if they could do it in Baltimore, we could do it down here." We agreed to it. And then boom, we had a first no-shoot zone on my block right there. I come from the 77036 zip code. And since 2015, we've had about 95 murders only in the zip code. Zip code is like a postal code. And we agreed to no shooting. Everybody came out. A few victims of a few folks whose parents were murdered or kids were murdered came out there, and we just declared a no-shoot zone. And I went to Sunnyside, Texas, the second violent neighborhood in America. All the gang members agreed to do a no-shoot zone. The kid put her hand over there on the no-shoot zone banner. I had an idea. I said, "Look, all the kids are going to put their hands on the no-shoot zone banner. So it's paint out over there. So because this is for the kids and the women and the elderly folks in our community. We have to protect them as men." And I had 5 no-shoot zones. Another one in Sunnyside Park, which is by the Sunnyside block. And then it became from just small parties to big parties where we have basketball tournaments. We have, these ladies came out and they did every little girl's hair. Barbers came out, did all the little boys' hairs. We have basketball competition and awarded the kids, because I know one thing in the ghetto, we don't have a lot of people awarding the kids for the little things they do or if they're good at basketball. Some kids can't make the team. So we gotta give them the awards. We gotta give them a pat in the back, because I know that can impact the kid a lot. And yeah, we had basketball competitions. We gave awards out. This guy right here got a scholarship that day because I worked with some schools. I worked with some DJs. I worked with rappers that came over there to give free concerts. We had free food, no shoot zone, free jumpies, free everything. It's just a day we have fun and celebrate peace in the community. And just block parties kept getting bigger and bigger, from like 20, 30 people to like 500 people. And then I randomly made Fox News. I was called to Fox News. I was like, wow. It's crazy, and I was called an activist, and I was like, oh, I'm an activist. I didn't even know I was an activist till Fox News called me an activist. My name got 1 C though. That was a mistake. Yeah. So yeah, and then we decided to have the last no shoot zone in a historically really gang battled neighborhood called Garden City. I had the OGs give me permission to have it, but the night before the no-shoe zone, the morning of, the police had called me and said, we know the no-shoe zone, we love the idea, but in this neighborhood, I don't think y'all can do it because it's a gang war that's been going on and it's pretty violent out there, and we're scared that some people are gonna lose their life today. But it was like, I was like, look, everybody already is waiting for this to happen. I already rented my stage, we have to do it. And it was a happy day. Not only that, but I even called the police officers to come over there because, like y'all said, we have to work with the relationship between the officers and the community. And they came over there. We had a really good block party. We gave awards out as usual. One of the biggest rappers from Houston, Texas, called Slim Thug, came through. He helped us promote the party, so we had over 1,000 people over there. The gang members, they said that we're going to shoot at each other from rival neighborhoods. We're taking pictures together. And these are some of the kids that won. I gave more awards for kids who were loyal to their neighborhood and clean up the neighborhood, helping the elders with their bags, and just random things that you think I thought would help them become productive citizens. Not more just the education. I did go to their schools, found out who's doing good in math, who's doing good in English. We gave all the awards we could. And just $20 awards. How I raised money, I went knock door to door. Hey guys, $20, $10, we're gonna have a no-shoe zone. We already have a lot of pictures, so I showed them some pictures. I'm like, it's a really good event. So the community loved it, and that's how we were able to pay for the awards, we were able to pay for the jumpies and everything. And then my mayor invited me. They gave me a few awards for doing the community work I do. And that's the congressman. We ate breakfast. He's asking me, what else can we do? Us Texas Congressman Al Green. He asked me, what can we do to make this more of a thing to happen, like peace in the community, And we talked and gave him some ideas, and I don't care much about the awards I get for what I do for the community. This is what I look for. After the year, we worked really hard. I was trying to summarize it as good as I can, but at the end of the day, it felt impossible, but we did it, and it felt peaceful in the projects for the first time in a long time in Houston, Texas, and the murder rate was lower, and that was, I remember the end of the year, I was like, wow, I can't believe this actually happened, and I felt really good about myself, felt really good about the people in the community, and I blasted this to everybody's phone, and I hope we can continue. Of course, it's a hard job to continue because I have to travel. I'm not, I'm a filmmaker, and at the end of the day, I just care about my community. And I do this worldwide. I always go to schools, impoverished schools. I talk to the kids. I try to teach for the kids. Like one of these schools, a teacher asked me, hey, can you come? Because there's not a lot of role models coming through, male role models. I was like, man, I'd love to come through. Anytime I'm free, it doesn't matter if I'm like in my pajamas or I'm coming from work, I'm still going to come through in the middle of the day, read for the kids so they can see a strong man and how, love is the only way to go. I've done it here in North America. I've done it in Africa, where I'm trying to, open an orphanage. I support kids to go to school. I support kids to, for clothing and education and food. And, just continuing the legacy. And I'm here to shoot a documentary. This is the documentary right here. I don't know if the name will change, so don't save that at all. It wasn't supposed to make the slide, but I just put it in there. And I'm here in Toronto trying to do the same thing, and hopefully we could cut the crime rate down. 77 murders last year, but 600 shootings. That's too many shootings for Canada. We have to hold the reputation up so it doesn't become what it's become out there in Houston or Baltimore. We can reduce it and get it back to normal how it was 2014 or whatever, like half of what it is. We work together. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I'm gonna put. You want to be in the movie?
Yeah, he does.
All right, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna get your contact. In the documentary, you're gonna be in the documentary, for sure.
He would be great in the documentary.
Yeah.